obviously by the title, this is a part 2. I'm going to go ahead and link part 1 in the description below just because it's relevant. If you're going to want to watch this video, then you're going to want to watch that one just to kind of understand what I'm doing. I don't really want to reiterate myself because it was kind of a lot to explain. But yeah, I want to show you so far what I'm doing and kind of let you know how I think it's working, or how I feel about it at least. So just a quick little rehash. My idea in the initial video was to create a series of different outlines pertaining to my fantasy series as a way to kind of get a clearer picture of just various aspects, how things connect, how they intertwine in the series, all that kind of stuff. So again, go check out that video if you haven't. I don't want to rehash all of that. This video will be way too long, and then there's no reason to have the first one up to begin with. So that being said, let me show you, because you can kind of see some of the stuff behind me. Okay, so here we have the plot of the overarching story that stretches across my entire fantasy series. Looking back, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner, because I've known for a hot minute that the two real main characters, that like without them and what happened between them, the rest of this particular series would have just never happened. I've known that for quite some time now, but for whatever reason, I just never actually sat down and fleshed out their own like bare bones outline just regarding their story. I think I was just focused on outlining individual books, but this has actually really helped my personal like mental organization, as well as like helping with my like ADD problem, because this is actually helping me see, okay, well, I know all of the things, right, that need to happen. I've left some space towards the like latter part of the series, because I haven't even gotten to those later outlines, and I don't know as much about how everything plays out. I know the main things that need to happen by the end of the series, but I haven't actually like fleshed it out as much as I have like the beginning and like earlier portion. So I left some space in case, as I'm going through and doing the other outlines for this, I have like inspiration, right? But this has been super helpful because I know all of those main things. It's just, I just like have been having trouble figuring out like, okay, which book is this happening in? Which character is going to kind of introduce this particular piece of the puzzle, right? And that's the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about, because that's like really the next step. But I'm really excited about it. Basically, the different colors that you're seeing here have to do with again, the main overarching story is mostly focused on two main characters that are very important to the plot. So anything that you see that is green, any of the green notes on here, the scenes or whatever, those are moments that involve both of those characters in some kind of way. I'm sorry for the like crappy lighting. I live in a cave. The pink and the blue are their separate moments in the story that are important, that either specifically relate to one or the other, or are more about them or situations involving them. It's hard to like talk about this without like spoiling my own series, and especially since I'm still writing it, I'm like, what's a spoiler right now? So anyway, that's the system that I'm trying out for that. It seriously has like helped me like just in so many ways already. Just like looking at it like makes my brain just like, okay, we can do this. So yeah, definitely recommend this if you are writing a series. I think if you also need some level of structure. Now again, I'm going to talk about what I mean by a bare bones outline. For anyone who hasn't heard me use that phrase, I've never heard anyone else use that phrase. It's literally just what I've been calling it because it's what it feels like to me. But yeah, let me explain that to you for a sec. But for those who have not watched any of my other videos or have never heard me explain what I mean when I say a bare bones outline, it's kind of what I do. It's my own process. I'll also link my plotting versus pantsing video below, because I can't plot out my story in such great detail that I feel like I've already written it, or I get bored and I don't have as easy a time writing it. There's like no room for like discovering things, and that's where a lot of the fun of writing comes from for me. Because I do tend to get into a state when I've been writing long enough, for a long enough period of time in one setting, I get in kind of this flow state with it, and it just starts like coming out. But I also don't get much done or have a really hard time finishing things if I don't do some level of plotting. So a bare bones outline is what I create, which is basically just I will look at the entire, like, a typical story structure, right? Like all the main points that you need. Like I'll find all those points, and then I'll find all those points in my story and figure out how things need to happen, kind of as I go. And I've done that for individual books that I've planned writing, and I feel like that works great for me. So kind of what I'm doing now is extending that to like this entire series that I'm intent on writing and publishing eventually. So the next part I want to talk to you about is this part behind me here, and this is one that I haven't like finished by any means. However, can't really tell, but I have this massive board that it's on because I have a lot of information I want to add to it. What you see here, all these different colored tags. Let me see if I can have all my like papers and everything here. Let me see if I can make this more visible. Okay, here we go. So, what you see at the top here is notes, all the different colors that I've chosen. It's hard to see, but these are actually two slightly different colors. So, as you can see, there are 6 main characters. These are the ones who we will be getting their POVs in the entire series. And these are the ones who I need to figure out. The other portion of the outline from the first video that I made on this, I need to kind of go through, and I'm going to write an outline of just their personal stories. As much as possible, try to leave out the main story events and just focus on these characters and their like internal journeys. And after focusing on their personal internal journeys, because again, I'm trying to get better at writing characters that feel real and relatable and that you can love even if they're terrible people. And then I'm going to write their individual stories. And that third outline that I do for each of these is going to be the one where I bring it all together and I'm like, okay, so these are the different things that have to be in this character's story, and match it with the main timeline. There. Match it with the main timeline as well as their internal journey and kind of mesh it all together and see how it all fits. And I think that once I can do that and get to that third outline for each of these main characters, it'll be much easier for me to see how much specific content is going to be in each of those characters' stories. To make somebody care about those characters, I'll be able to figure it out a lot easier, and that will make it easier for me to figure out exactly how many books are going to be in this series. Maybe I can still make it a trilogy like I was originally intending when I first came up with this series idea. So we will find out. Obviously, when you write a book, you can write it to be whatever, right, whatever length you want, really, but I am still trying to go with like the professional feel, even though I do plan on self-publishing. So I take things into consideration from like traditional publishing perspectives as well, just like as a base, but I don't really think I want to go traditional publishing for a variety of reasons. So anyway, that is where I am currently at. I'm also really excited about this phase here because as I was doing this last night and I realized like each of the main roles and like the purposes of each of these characters and how they fit into the story, it's just like making me re-fall in love or fall in even deeper love with all of the characters that I have been kind of working with for a while now. I'm super excited to write pretty much all of them, but there's certain ones that I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to get to your portion. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm really excited. I just figured I would go ahead and throw this out there. like I said, this is a writing vlog. I am not trying to put myself up here like I know what the hell I'm doing. This is a new experience for me, but I am having a blast. Figured I'd share with people just in case any of this could be helpful or inspire you guys to have an easier way to write whatever you're writing. I am incredibly excited about this portion here. This is the next part that I'm going to be working on. I don't know if I'm going to get to more of that right now specifically. I have another writing related thing I need to work on for a minute today. However, I will probably just keep up with this particular writing vlog series if y'all are interested, just because as I discover how to do this, it's fun to share. I am not an expert, like I've said before, so by all means, if you have your own way that you've been working out, plotting your series or going about writing it, like, do share below. I am here to learn as well. So, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time. Please like, share, subscribe. Again, comment below, all of those things. I would love to hear about your process. I'd love to hear about whatever stories you're writing. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Happy writing.